Jennifer is involved with Diddy. I saw Diddy and Jennifer having sex. And I also know that Jennifer sold young boys to Diddy.
At the end of the day, I think he was not fleeing a crime scene. I think he believed that he was fleeing for his life.
The defendants are charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree and third degrees for the possession of loaded 9mm gun.
How can you be sure that it was actually P. Diddy?
Because I watched I was standing by the front door. I watched the entire thing out. I had no reason to believe that it would escalate to a shooting. It was just male machismo and bravado at first. A lot of pushing and shoving, raised voices, hands, but then I saw them reach in their waist and draw from their hips.
If they did ballistic tests and Puff had gunpowder on him, why didn't the police go through with charging him?
Tanya Rubin has not begun to see reparations for what happened to her life. How did NBC get to profit off?
Jennifer is involved with Diddy. I saw Diddy and Jennifer having sex. And I also know that Jennifer sold young boys to Diddy. At the end of the day, I think he was not fleeing a crime scene. I think he believed that he was fleeing for his charges. The defendants are charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree and third degrees for the possession of loaded 9mm gun. How can you be sure that it was actually P. Diddy? Because I watched I was standing by the front door. I watched the entire thing out. I had no reason to believe that it would escalate to a shooting. It was just male machismo and bravado at first. A lot of pushing and shoving, raised voices, hands. But then I saw them reach in their waist and draw from their hips. If they did ballistic tests and Puff had gunpowder on him, why didn't the police go through with charging him? Tanya Rubin has not begun to see reparations for what happened to her life. How did NBC get to profit off of it? The queen of the red carpet is now dodging the law. Jennifer Lopez, the epitome of glamour and success, finds herself entangled in a web of controversy that rewrites everything we thought we knew about her pristine image. A judge has issued an arrest order for J.Lo, thrusting her into the center of one of the most explosive celebrity trials in decades. Behind the glittering gowns and blockbuster performances lies a story darker than anyone could have imagined. One that connects her to Sean Holmes' convoluted, shadowy past. Now, the resurfacing of shocking witness testimony has shattered the illusion, exposing a side of Lopez that no one ever saw coming. This all stems from allegations tied to the infamous 1999 Club New York shooting, a night that left 3 innocent clubgoers injured in a hail of gunfire and sent ripples through the entertainment world. At the time, J.Lo was Diddy's girlfriend, standing by his side as his empire expanded at breakneck speed. But recent developments suggest her role that night may have been far more significant than she let on. Witnesses claim Lopez played a key part in orchestrating the aftermath of the incident, allegedly helping to cover up critical details while Diddy unleashed a campaign of bribery and intimidation to deflect suspicion. Could the woman who once sang about being Jenny from the block have been complicit in a scheme designed to protect the man who now faces a mountain of legal trouble? And if so, how deep does her involvement go? Oh, why would he shoot you? What did you do? Did you owe him money? And I'm like, class, pay attention. Bullets don't have names and they don't have predetermined destinations. Once they come out of the gun, they're gonna go wherever they go. And that's the thing about crime and shooting people. You cannot guarantee that what you're aiming at is what you're going to hit. 'Cause you might be a thug, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. You might be a criminal, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. And that is exactly how I sit here today. Because some thug criminal with an attitude and an ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face. By the grace of God, I am here. The first thing I said when the bullet hit me and then listened when right before the muzzle flash went off, when I had turned back to look, I heard God's voice say, "Relax. You are about to get hit. Calm down." And when I screamed, "No, Papa," and it hit me dead in my face and I never passed out, I never fell. I never cried. Everybody started running. And just like when you watch a TV show or a movie and there's one person standing in spot and everybody else is moving in fast motion and that one person is just in that spot, whatever they do looks a little slower, but that everybody else is moving fast. That's exactly what it was like. Everybody was running, trying to get places. It was chaos. It was chaos. When the first few people ran out of the door flew open. And remember, I was in that line sight straight from the staircase straight towards the front door. As soon as the bullet hit me, I threw my hands up and screamed out, "No, God, don't take me. I'm not finished raising my kids. I have work to do." I screamed that at the top of my lungs. I said, "I'm not going. Don't take me. I have work to do. I have to raise my children." And as I said that, the door flew open and I could feel that total rush of that cold December 27th morning air. It was freezing out there. And it passed. Right before the air. You ever watch Star Trek and they say, "Beam me up, Scotty," and they start to pixelate? My body started doing that. I felt my body pixelating. I didn't even feel like a solid person anymore. And as my body was pixelating, that's when the door flew open. And the air rushed in. The accusations don't end there. A study says that unearthed images from September 2000, just a year after the shooting, paint a frightening picture taken inside the now-defunct Lotus nightclub at the MTV Video Music Awards afterparty. The photographs show a clearly stressed Lopez embroiled in a fierce dispute with Diddy. In the photographs, J-Lo, wearing a colorful geometric patterned little dress, glares at an aggressive, enraged Diddy as her sister Linda stands nervously nearby. The incident, which looked to intensify as the night dragged on, has left many asking, was this the moment Lopez realized she'd gotten in over her head? Or worse yet, could this battle have been over something considerably worse? Something she knew but never revealed? Adding fuel to the flames are murmurs about what may have transpired later that same night. A stunning claim has arisen, indicating J-Lo could have overheard or possibly witnessed a private chat between Diddy and none other than Jay-Z. According to speculative speculations percolating online, this reported meeting contained a troubling debate about maintaining their reputations no matter the cost. Could this have been the beginning of a pact? Of an agreement that some think may have silenced Lopez for decades? If accurate, the ramifications are startling. What secrets may she have held for over 20 years, knowing that coming out might damage not just her career, but also the careers of those involved to the scandal? The charges against me are 100% false and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that. He joins us now, sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days. I can tell you that immediately the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she had to say as well as those jerks. After Jennifer Lopez was dragged into the Diddy lawsuit over allegedly being the gun mule in a 1999 nightclub shooting where Diddy and J-Lo allegedly made a rapper named Shine take the fall and spent 10 years in prison for them. People have started digging into her past and it raises some questions. I don't know if he was present with that, but I know he had been hanging around with him in London, in Paris, different places. Law enforcement sources are expecting the feds to widen the Diddy probe to include previous criminal investigations. Now, we know Diddy was criminally investigated regarding that shitty thing in New York, but I didn't realize the extent of J-Lo's involvement. Of course, the timing of this revived drama seems anything from coincidence. Diddy, who is presently confined behind bars awaiting trial on a series of criminal accusations, has been accused of employing extortion and coercion to keep his powerful circle together. But here's the twist. Some sources are now wondering if those same practices could have been utilized to push Lopez to superstardom. Let's not forget her remarkable ascent in the early 2000s. From chart-topping records to major parts in blockbuster films, all of which occurred during and soon after her relationship with Diddy. Could it be that the recordings, bribes, and threats currently plaguing Diddy's business were previously instruments used to conceal Lopez as she ascended the ladder of fame? Was her career based on a foundation considerably shakier than we've been led to believe? The resurrected images and claims are only the beginning. The internet has been ablaze with accusations that Lopez's quiet amid Diddy's numerous troubles wasn't simply strategic. It was purposeful. And who could forget the notorious 2001 breakup? At the time, Lopez openly separated herself from Diddy, stating their relationship had gotten toxic and referring to adultery and mental strife. But was there more to the story? Some feel their breakup may have been a planned effort to safeguard her reputation as the heat around Diddy's legal issues escalated. After all, at that time, the Club New York shooting had left a lifelong mark on his reputation, and Lopez's career was only just starting to explode. I watched them bow. Both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like Shine's muzzle flash was a little higher. He was on the side. I have a family, and I got 3 kids now, and it's a whole long road later, and I have a much better sort of perspective on it all. Although it still can be very confusing and difficult to deal with. I'm quite sure they probably call that the FBI gave respect and a courtesy call after that. There's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they say, we want to show you some things. It's about your wife. During the federal raids on Sean Diddy Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami earlier this year, it was reported that Diddy had cameras everywhere in his house and that he kept videotapes of prominent people engaging in compromising actions and illicit activities hidden in his sight. You really